Okay, in this video we're going to take a look at how to work with dates and times in C#. We have a type called DateTime, which is a structure that is defined in system namespace. So type DateTime, and you see the structure icon here, and that is defined in the system namespace. So there are a number of ways to create a DateTime object. One way is to use the new operator. So DateTime equals new DateTime. And the constructor of this structure has multiple overloads. So look at the first one here. You can specify year, month, and day. Or if you want to be more specific, you can go up to hour, minute, and second. It has a bunch of different constructors. So we're going to keep it simple. 2015, January 1st. If you want to get the current date time, you access datetime.now. So now is a static property of datetime structure. So I'm going to store it in a variable called now. Or if you just want today's date, irrespective of the time, you can use datetime.today. Now that we have a datetime object, we can access its components like year, month, day, minute, hour very easily. So here is an example. Now.hour or now.minute. So let's put a label next to it. And run the application. So currently it's 12:40 p.m. So there are a bunch of properties that you can access. I'm not going to go through each of them because I don't want to waste your time, but you got the point. One thing you need to know about datetime objects in C# is that they're immutable, which means once you create them, you cannot change them. So how do you modify them? There are a bunch of methods and they all start with add. So now.add. So you can add days, hours, milliseconds, minutes, and so on to an existing datetime object. So let me show you add days. 1. So this returns tomorrow current time. What if you want to go back in the past? You use a negative number. So yesterday equals now.add days -1. Very simple. And one last thing you need to know about datetime objects in C# is formatting them to a string. So a datetime object has a bunch of methods for converting it to a date or time string. So here are a few examples. Now.toLong date string. I'm going to duplicate this line a few times. There's another one, toShort date string. toLong time string. And toShort time string. Let's see the difference. I'm going to comment out these two lines so we can focus. Let's run the application. So note that with the first two, you only have a date component and not a time. Whereas with the last two, there is just a time component. And obviously, this is the long date and here's the short date. Now, what if you want to display both date and time? You use toString method. So toString. Let's take a look. So here is the current date time. We also have this concept of format specifiers. So toString method optionally takes an argument. And here's where we provide a format specifier. So take a look at the IntelliSense here. What you see on the left side is a format specifier. And on the right side, you see an example of that. So let's take a look at this one where you display a date with the hash notation. This is very common in passing in XML or JSON. So take a look at this one. So if I want to output my date time to something like that, we can use this string as the format specifier. So I can use YY for a 2-digit year, or 4Ys for a 4-digit year. I can use double N and double D. Let's run the application. So here's the result. We can also add time to it. So let's take a look. Double H colon double M. So currently it's 12:46 p.m. There are a bunch of format specifiers and you don't need to memorize them. If you want to look at the full list of them, simply go to Google and search for C# DateTime format specifier. On the first link, custom date and time format strings. So here you can see various examples of these format specifiers, their full list, and examples for each of them.